Hello, Swatantra viewers. Welcome to English News Bulletin. I am Mahima, bringing you the latest updates. Mounting an attack on the Congress, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday demanded that the party should explain to people why it has stopped raising the Ambani-Adani issue as Rahul Gandhi used to do for the past 5 years and asked if it has struck a deal. Have tempo loads of notes money reached the Congress that it has stopped targeting Ambani? Modi said while addressing an election rally at Vemulwada in Telangana. Certainly something is fishy. For 5 years, the Congress abused Adani Ambani and it stopped overnight. It means that the Congress has received some tempo loads of loot. The Prime Minister said. The Congress has been attacking the Modi government, accusing the Prime Minister of favouring the top 5 industrialists in the country, including Gautam Adani and Mukesh Ambani. Addressing the rally after the third phase of general elections, Modi also said the phase has blown the third fuse of Congress and its India alliance. He added 4 phases of polling are left and with the blessings of the people, the BJP and NDA were marching toward victory. Attacking the Congress and K. Chandrasekhar Rao led BRS in Telangana, Modi said while the BJP believes in the nation first principle, for the two parties it is family first. The BRS and Congress openly criticize each other on corruption, but it is a common factor between these parties, he charged. Taking a veiled swipe at Rahul Gandhi and Telangana Chief Minister Revant Reddy, he said there is a lot of discussion up to Delhi on the double R tax in the state.
कल देश में तीसरे चरण का चुनाव पूरा हो गया है। तीसरे फेज में कांग्रेस और इंडी अलायंस का तीसरा फ्यूज उड़ गया है। अभी 4 चरण के चुनाव बाकी है। जनता जनार्दन के आशीर्वाद से बीजेपी और एनडीए तेजी से विजय रथ को बहुत जनता जनार्दन आगे ले जा रही है। यहाँ करीमनगर में तो आपने बीजेपी एमपी की जीत पहले ही सुनिश्चित कर दी है। कांग्रेस की हार यहाँ इतनी पक्की है कि बहुत मुश्किल से वो किसी को चुनाव लड़ने के लिए मना पाई और बीआरएस का यहाँ कोई अता पता ही नहीं है। साथियों, चाहे भारत की बात हो, चाहे तेलंगाना की बात, हमारे देश में सामर्थ्य की कभी कमी नहीं रही। लेकिन कांग्रेस सरकारों ने इतने वर्षों तक एक ही काम किया। आप मुझे बताइए, कांग्रेस ने देश के हर सामर्थ्य को तबाह किया कि नहीं किया? कांग्रेस ने देश की अर्थव्यवस्था को तबाह किया कि नहीं किया? एग्रीकल्चर और टेक्सटाइल जैसे सेक्टर ये सदियों से भारत की ताकत थी, कांग्रेस ने भी तबाह कर दिया। इसकी सबसे बड़ी वजह है कांग्रेस ही देश में समस्याओं की सबसे बड़ी जननी है।
Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge on Wednesday expressed the view that Prime Minister Narendra Modi's chair is shaking after 3 phases of the Lok Sabha polls and he has started attacking his own friends. It shows the real trend of the result. His remarks came after the Prime Minister during an election rally in Telangana said the Congress should explain to people why it has stopped raising the Ambani-Adani issue as its prince referring to Rahul Gandhi used to do for the past 5 years and asked if it has struck a deal. The times are changing. Friends are no longer friends. After the completion of 3 phases of elections, today the Prime Minister has started attacking his own friends. It is becoming clear that Modiji's chair is shaking. This is the real trend of the results, Kharge said in a post in Hindi on X. Certainly something is fishy. For 5 years, the Congress leaders abused Adani Ambani and it stopped overnight. It means they have received some tempo loads of chori ka mal or loot, the Prime Minister said. After PM's attack, Congress General Secretary Jairam Ramesh said defeat is a foregone conclusion. The Prime Minister is now spooked even by his own shadow, he said in a post on X and shared a picture of Modi along with his shadow. The Congress leader said that the man who collected 8,200 crore rupees of electoral bonds for his party, a scam so egregious that even the Supreme Court declared it unconstitutional, is today leveling allegations on others. Hitting back at Prime Minister Narendra Modi for his Adani-Ambani jibe, Congress leader Priyanka Gandhi Vadra on Wednesday charged that the BJP has a nexus with industrialists and waived their loans worth 16 lakh rupees crore. She also alleged that the entire BJP machinery is engaged in spreading lies about Rahul Gandhi. Referring to the Prime Minister's remarks at a rally in Telangana that the Congress should explain to people why it has stopped raising the Ambani-Adani issue as its previous used to do for the past 5 years, Priyanka Gandhi said that today Modi is saying Rahul does not take the name of Adani, Ambani. He does so every day. He brings their truth in front of you every day. BJP leaders are not even talking about inflation and unemployment. They will come here and in their speeches talk about religion, caste, temples and mosques but will not talk about your real problems, she said. Flaying the government on the issue of unemployment, she said that there are 30 lakh posts lying vacant at the centre under the BJP government. The BJP does not bring schemes to remove unemployment but instead brings schemes that break your expectations. Speaking about her family's association with the people of Rai Bareli, she said Gandhi Parivar has had personal bond with Rai Bareli since the days of Indira Gandhi.
जब किसानों के लिए कर्ज माफी की बात होती है तो मुंह बंद, जब आपके लिए राहत की बात आती है मुंह बंद। बड़े खरबपतियों को 16 लाख करोड़ रुपए कर्ज माफ किए हैं, 16 लाख करोड़ रुपए। कभी कभी मुझे समझ में ही नहीं आता कि ये इतने पैसे कितने हैं कि मैं गलती से 16,000 बोल देती हूँ, क्योंकि मेरी सोच से भी बाहर है कि 16 लाख करोड़ रुपए कितने पैसे होंगे कि ये अपने मित्रों को माफ कर रहे हैं। और देश का किसान गरीबी के दलदल में फंसा हुआ है। देश का किसान 10,000 रुपए के लिए, 50,000 रुपए के लिए आत्महत्या कर रहा है। मैं गई हूं ऐसे किसानों के घर में जो खाद के वितरण की लाइन में खड़े खड़े मर गए, जो 1.5 लाख रुपए का लोन लिया, उसको कर्ज लिया, वो चुका नहीं पाए, आत्महत्या कर ली। पूरा परिवार रो रहा है पड़े हुए साथ। लेकिन मोदी जी इसकी चर्चा कभी नहीं करेंगे। मोदी जी से ये के मुंह से ये बात कभी नहीं निकलेगी। मोदी जी आपको ये नहीं बताएंगे कि 10 सालों में इन्होंने कितने रोजगार बना के दिए हैं। आपको मालूम है, मैं अपने पिताजी के लिए प्रचार करती थी अमेठी में, प्रधानमंत्री थे उस समय। आपको मालूम है क्या प्रचार होता था हमारा प्रचार होता था। हमारे पिताजी ने ये काम किए हैं, BHEL लाए हैं, HAL लाए हैं, आपको रोजगार दिलवाया है, यहाँ से यहाँ तक सड़क बनाई है, वहाँ पे इतनी सारी पानी की टूटियां लगवाई हैं, पंप लगाए हैं, इंडिया मार्क 1 लगाए हैं। ये होता था हमारा प्रचार। हमारा प्रचार होता कब था कि देखो इतने काम किए हैं और हम इतने काम करना चाहते हैं। इनका प्रचार क्या है? इनका प्रचार है कि कांग्रेस धर्म विरोधी पार्टी है, ये कह रहे हैं।
UK-based pharmaceutical major AstraZeneca has started global withdrawal of its COVID-19 vaccine, which was provided in India as Covishield in partnership with Serum Institute of India, days after it admitted to rare side effects of blood clotting and low platelet counts. The withdrawal has been initiated due to a surplus of available updated vaccines since the pandemic, the company said in a statement. AstraZeneca had partnered with Oxford University to develop the COVID-19 vaccine, which was sold in India as Covishield and as Vaxzevria in Europe. The European Medicines Agency, the medicines regulator for the European Union, issued a notice on Tuesday to confirm that Vaxzevria, known as Covishield in India, is no longer authorized for use in the 27-member economic bloc after AstraZeneca voluntarily withdrew its authorization in March. It said it will similarly work with regulatory authorities worldwide to initiate marketing authorization withdrawals for Vaxzevria as demand has been overtaken by the evolving nature of coronaviruses. AstraZeneca has therefore taken the decision to initiate withdrawal of the marketing authorizations for Vaxzevria within Europe. We will now work with regulators and our partners to align on a clear path forward to conclude this chapter and significant contribution to the COVID-19 pandemic, it said. Air India Express has cancelled more than 80 flights since Tuesday night, with a section of senior cabin crew reporting sick to protest against alleged mismanagement at the Tata Group-owned airline, leaving hundreds of passengers stranded at various airports in the country. Scores of Air India Express passengers, mostly scheduled to travel to the Gulf nations, protested at airports in Kerala against last-minute flight cancellations. Some of them claimed that they were informed about the cancellations after the completion of security checks. More than 200 cabin crew are believed to have reported sick to protest against the alleged mismanagement at the airline. The cabin crew shortage has resulted in the cancellation of at least more than 80 flights since Tuesday night, and scores of flights were delayed. Flight disruptions are happening at various airports, including Kochi, Calicut, Delhi and Bengaluru, they added. An Air India Express spokesperson said the airline is engaging with the cabin crew members to understand the reasons for reporting sick and also apologized for the flight disruptions. West Bengal Chief Minister and Trinamool Congress Supremo Mamata Banerjee on Wednesday alleged that the BJP is paying money to people to buy votes. Speaking at an election rally at Armabag in support of Trinamool Congress candidate Mithali Bagh, Banerjee alleged that the Saffron Party is paying money to the extent of 5,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees and 15,000 rupees to people to purchase votes. The BJP leaders at present are former CPIM anti-socials. Banerjee said this election is to change the power equation in Delhi. This power equation in Delhi has to be altered and change has to be brought in, she said. The TMC Supremo said the BJP is in the habit of defaming the people of Bengal. They have dishonored the women of Sandeshkhali by paying money to make false rape allegations, she said. She also alleged that BJP had also snatched away 26,000 jobs of teachers in West Bengal. But truth has prevailed. After the Supreme Court verdict yesterday, she said that she felt really contented with the jobs being saved for the time being. Attacking the BJP, she alleged that Prime Minister Narendra is always resorting to lies from morning till night. Lok Sabha candidate from Vishakhapatnam constituency, M. Bharat has dealt a rude shock to TDP Supremo N. Chandrababu Naidu by opposing Amravati as state capital. In an interview to a television channel, Bharat said it was not possible to develop Amravati as state capital because it required massive investments. The state is not in a position to invest in Amravati, he said. The video has been making rounds on social media and WhatsApp groups ever since the interview. Naidu has announced in his election manifesto that he would revive the Amravati capital city if his party is voted to power. Along with TDP, the alliance partners, Bharatiya Janata Party national leaders like Amit Shah and JP Nadda have endorsed Amravati as the state capital. Even Prime Minister Narendra Modi made fun of the three capitals concept of YSR Congress Party, saying the latter could not build even a single capital and that the three capitals plan was only to make more money through corruption. But interestingly, Bharat said it was not possible to develop Amravati as the capital city as it required massive investments. Bharat went on to say that compared to Amravati, Vishakhapatnam has the potential to become the capital city. He further said that as the debt burden of the state is already high, it is not prudent to take more loans to develop Amravati as the capital city, which has no resources to generate revenue. The Delhi police suspects that Arun Beredi, the national coordinator of the Congress social media team, is the main creator of the fake video of Union Home Minister Amit Shah, the official sources said on Wednesday. Beredi, a native of Hyderabad, was arrested on 3rd May from West Delhi. Following his arrest, he was produced before a court and it sent him to 3 days in custody for further interrogation by the Delhi Police's special cell. He was sent to judicial custody on Tuesday. The reports of electronic gadgets like mobile phones and laptops seized from Beredi are yet to come from the Forensic Science Laboratory. But the investigations so far have pointed that he was among the main creators of the fake video, an official said. Another official source said a team of special cell, camping in Telangana since the case was registered on 28 April, conducted raids at several places in Hyderabad on Monday and Tuesday to collect the evidences related to the case. They have also questioned a few people. The Supreme Court will deliver its order on granting interim bail to Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in a money laundering case linked to the alleged excise policy scam on 10th May. Justice Sanjeev Khanna, who headed the bench which heard Kejriwal's petition against his arrest in the case, said that the interim order would be pronounced on Friday. The main matter related to the challenge to arrest will also be taken on the same day. Justice Khanna, who was sitting in a different combination with Justices M. Sundaresh and Bela M. Trivedi, made the remark after Additional Solicitor General S.V. Raju, who was appearing for the centre in a matter related to goods and services tax, sought clarification on the listing of Kejriwal's plea. The two-judge bench had risen without pronouncing order on granting Kejriwal interim bail to enable him to campaign in the Lok Sabha elections. Congress leader Sam Pitroda on Wednesday resigned as the chairman of the Indian Overseas Congress after his controversial remarks spurred the BJP to label the party racist. Congress General Secretary Jairam Ramesh said on X that party chief Mallikarjun Kharge has accepted Pitroda's decision. Sam Pitroda has decided to step down as chairman of the Indian Overseas Congress of his own accord. The Congress president has accepted his decision, Ramesh said in his post. The resignation came in the wake of Sam Pitroda's controversial remarks that Indians in the East resemble the Chinese while those in the South look like Africans. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Wednesday hit out at Sam Pitroda's controversial remarks and asked if a key ally of the National Party, the DMK, will snap ties with it for Tamil culture and pride. Addressing an election rally here, he alleged the Congress was cut off from its roots, wants to divide the country for power, and wondered what has befallen the National Party.
Where people on East look like Chinese, people on West look like Arab, people on North look like, maybe white, and people in South look like Africa. So that idea of India, which is rooted in democracy, freedom, liberty, fraternity, is being challenged by Ram Temple and Ram Navami and Prime Minister going to temple all the time and, talking.
Benchmark Sensex declined over 45 points in highly volatile trade on Wednesday, tracking weak Asian markets and continuous foreign fund outflows. Declining for the second straight session, the 30-share BSE Sensex fell 45.46 points or 0.06% to settle at 73,466.39. During the day, it went lower by 437.93 points or 0.59% to 73,073.92. The NSE Nifty remained unchanged at 22,302.50. From the Sensex basket, Asian Paints, Ultratech Cement, Hindustan Unilever, HDFC Bank, HCL Technologies, Bajaj Finance, Bajaj Finserv and ICICI Bank were the major laggards. On the other hand, Tata Motors, Power Grid, NTPC, Larsen & Toubro and Maruti were among the gainers. In Asian markets, Tokyo, Shanghai and Hong Kong settled lower, while Seoul ended with gains. European markets were trading with gains. Wall Street ended on a mixed note on Tuesday. Foreign institutional investors offloaded equities worth 3,668.84 crore rupees on Tuesday, according to exchange data. Gold prices fell by 150 rupees to 72,300 rupees per 10 grams in the national capital on Wednesday amid a decline in precious metal rates in the global markets, according to HDFC Securities. The yellow metal had ended at 72,450 rupees per 10 grams in the previous session. Silver prices also slumped 300 rupees to 84,700 rupees per kg. It had finished at 85,000 rupees per kg in the previous close. In the overseas markets, spot gold at COMEX was trading at $2,310 per ounce, down by $9 from the previous close. Silver was also quoting lower at $27.15 per ounce. It had closed at $27.25 per ounce in the previous session. The Middle East geopolitical issue is already priced in. However, the bullion remains supported by demand from central banks, who are diversifying their FX reserves with gold. Thank you for watching Swatantra TV English Bulletin. For a complete and comprehensive English news bulletin, please do watch Swatantra TV. This is Mahima, signing off for the day. Keep watching Swatantra TV.